Hey, TGIF, everybody. It is Friday, and better than that, it is Paranormal Friday. So, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. It is April 12th, 2024. This month is moving right along. So, I hope you guys are interested in a little paranormal stuff today, guys. We're going to be talking about the Willow's Weep home in Indiana. It's supposed to be the most haunted home, or was, in the United States. So we're going to be looking into that today. So make sure you're seated well somewhere and got a blanket to grab to cuddle up with if you happen to get scared. So let's get this show on the road and check it out, folks. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh. Did I scare you? I doubt it. I hope not. But what we're going to talk about today, it might just a little bit. So if you are not into paranormal stuff, guys, I'll just give you a forewarning. It's not horrible. It's not scary. It's just the story behind what we're going to talk about today is it got me. Uh I've been a paranormal investigator for a long time, and I would have thought twice about going to this place. That's for sure. I'll tell you that much. Hey, Brian, boo to you, boo back. So it's definitely an interesting story. There's a multitude of different things that go along with this story, guys. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you guys are all, everybody that's here, I hope is into the paranormal in some sense. This was always my other hobby. A lot of people in here already know this. We did this for a while, um, quite a while, actually, a year or so ago. And I don't know, we just kind of faded away from it. I ran a whole series of it was called the True Crime, True Stories Behind Hollywood Movies, about a lot of different paranormal aspects and crime based movies that were out. I've done a lot of different things in here, guys. I'll just put it that way. So, like I said, we're gonna break the monotony a little bit this week and check it out. It's been We had the whole Koberger thing. We've been still dealing with Sebastian being missing, and Madeline Soto, and there's a couple new missing persons cases we're going to be hitting this coming week, maybe tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow's Saturday. So, and yes, there is a 13-year-old missing. I saw that, Kim. There's a few. There's a lot, guys. There's a lot. Like I said the other day, what we do doesn't even scratch the surface. So, regardless, like I said, I just thought it would be a nice little break. A few people have recommended or asked to bring this back, so on and so forth. So people must have enjoyed it. So we'll see how it goes today. You guys let me know, of course. If it was horrible and you don't want it again, you tell me. If you liked it and you want it again, we'll do it every Friday if we can, depending on what's going on, of course. The crime, uh, the true crime stuff, the missing persons and all that is going to overlay everything. It's going to come first, especially if we're looking for somebody and we need to do um, streams to find people out. That's going to come first and foremost, because that is what we're here for. So that being said, this is what we're doing today. So thank you all for joining us. Please hit the like button on your way in the door. We got 54 people in here right now, and we only have 24 likes. Come on, guys, give me a break with this. Please help me out and hit that like button and see if we can get this in the algorithm so that YouTube will like me just a little bit more. It helps me so very much when you do that. So thank you very much. Um, so let's see who we have here today joining us and gracing us with their awesome and amazing presence. It looks like Victoria is back in the house. Welcome back, Victoria. Great to see you. Lou Hellickson. Hey, good to have you here today. SRB, always happy to have you guys here. Pink Peony, welcome back. It's been a while again. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us. Tanya Obrov, thank you for joining us again. Great to have you here. Peaches81 is in the house. Good to have you. A Got Change, thank you for joining us. Great to have you here. Mr. Brian is in the house. Good to see you, sir. Bri guy. Always happy to have you here, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Let's see here. Moni69, you better behave and sending them pictures today. Great to see you, Moni. Thank you for joining us today. Moni's in the middle. Where's she at? She's in the middle. Let's see. Aunt Clara, welcome back. It's been a while. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you very, very much. Wisdom Speaks, thank you for joining us today. I appreciate you as well very much. Ro, welcome back to you. Great to see you. Groot, what's going on? Great to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Let's see. APRN 35. Welcome. Great to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure. SWTC, Steve's in the house. Welcome, Steve. Good to have you here. Victrola, hey, welcome back. Good to see you today. Kim, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you very much. Neil Homestead, welcome back. Great to have you. Doodlebug, always happy to have you here. Thank you for joining me today. Appreciate you very much. Actually, Mike from Northeast Alabama. That's awesome, Neil. Mike, whatever you like me to call me or call you, you let me know. Let's see here. Miss Pamela Polly Pepper. Make sure I say that right out of the gate. Good evening. She did it herself. Polly Pecker here. I'm so sorry for that. I really am. Come on in, everybody. Grab a seat. Get yourself comfortable. This should be an interesting conversation today. Alley Books, hello. Thank you for joining us today. Great to see you here again. Welcome back. Again, guys, we're changing it up a little bit. This is something we used to do quite a while back. Where on Fridays we would run what was called Paranormal Fridays, and I would talk about different paranormal situations and scenarios and hauntings and creatures and whatever you want to call it, myths and legends and whatever else. And it was just a nice change every week to throw in the mix to break the monotony from what we do regularly. So Sammy Reeser, great to see you. Thank you for joining us. 54 people in here, guys. 36 likes. Please. Let's make that match if we can. Goodness gracious, good Lord. Looks like SRB gifted 5 true crime memberships APRN35 gifted one. Pink Peony gifted. Leslie and Billy was gifted. That's awesome. Bernadette Thomas. Sunshine. All gifted new memberships. That's very awesome. Thank you so much for that, SRB. I appreciate that very much, guys. Make sure that you guys have your gifting open, which is at the bottom of your chat. There's a little $sign. You go in and click in there, drop down, and you can receive gifts. So if you don't have a membership and you would like one and would like to be part of this awesome community with all these awesome peeps in here, please open that up to where you can receive gifts so that you can get that membership for free. We do appreciate having everyone here part of this community. So thank you very much, SRB, for that once again. Let's see. Well, goodness gracious. Also, 10 months, SRB. We're almost at a year here. That's amazing. Doesn't seem like it's been that long. Wow. And she was here before that, actually, you guys. And then left for a while, and she came back, and so here we are. Hey, Sunshine, good to see you. So let's see here. In June, was it June? Yeah, in June, it'll be a year. That's awesome. So again, congrats to APRN35, Pink Peony, Pink Peony. I've never said that right. It's been over a year, and I've never said that right, so I'm sorry, Pink. Leslie and Billy, Bernadette Thomas, and where'd it go? And Sunshine. Congrats and welcome to the sauce, or welcome back to the sauce. It's great to have all the meatballs in the house, as always. Victoria says, I love ghosts and spirits because I have had encounters with bosoms. That's awesome. Good. I'm glad. I hope you guys enjoy this today. And I hope you guys let me know if you do, please. That's important to me. Mama Bear K, welcome back. Great to see you. We got 39 likes, 69 people. Let's figure out how to get that into effect to where it matches, guys. Let's make it match, please, if you will. I appreciate it very much. You guys are awesome. Come on in, guys. Get comfortable. No worries, Mama Bear. I understand completely. Thank you for jumping back in with us. And thank you for joining us today. Like I said, it is Paranormal Friday. It's something we're trying to bring back a little bit. We stopped doing it for a while. It is just one of those things because we got wrapped up in everything else going on. So it's nice to break the monotony, like I said, and a nice little change of pace never hurts anything. I would love to hear the story, Victoria. I really would. And of course, Barai Guy, boo, scaring everybody in the chat, right? Just kidding. Debbie Bergman, welcome back. Great to see you today. Thank you for joining us. Come on in, guys. Everybody, grab a seat if you can. I don't like being alert, or sometimes I'm doing other things while watching or listening to the stream. I don't comment a lot. And sometimes, but I love that you are doing something. Oh, thank you, Allie. I appreciate that. And thank you for joining us. I appreciate you very much. Boo, Rose scaring people too. Curious Chick, welcome. Good to see you. It's been a while. All right. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Something strange in the neighborhood. It's me. Boo. Right. Yes, that's one of my true first loves, you guys, is the paranormal. Like I said, I haven't done anything with it in a while, really. But as a paranormal investigator, I have been for well over 14, 15 years now. And so it was nice to, when I found out there was a lot of people that were in this community that were very interested in the paranormal. I started sharing different stories and different things. Go get your Instacart, Brian. No worries. And then we kind of got wrapped up and decided we were going to do it regularly. So at least once a week. And that's how we were doing the Paranormal Fridays before. And it's a different way to end the week rather than what we normally do. So, somebody mentioned it, I think, the other day, and I'm like, yeah, we can do that. So here we are. It's all about you guys. Always is. So, Doodle says, my first love was a cheesecake. Oh, how I miss him. Well, see, that's the problem, Doodle, is once you get that cheesecake in your life, you have to sit it on the table and you have to walk past it and look at it and smile at it and maybe talk to it every day, but you just can't eat it and you'll have it in your life forever. But I do know how difficult that could be. I do know. I promise you, because I love me some cheesecake too. That chaps my hide. When neighbors chop down flowers, they could have asked for. Yes, that's a good point, Pink. That's a good point. Tomboy's in the house. Welcome back, Tomboy. Come on in, everybody. Please get comfortable. We're getting there. We got 69 peeps in here now and 44 likes. It's climbing slowly but surely, but we're doing it. Who just said that? Miss Kells is in the house. Great to have you here, hon. Somebody just said something about not liking cheesecake. What? You got to be kidding me. Pork chop's not down there. Instacart. Okay. Tomboy, you never liked cheesecake. What? Wow. That's crazy. Cheesecake is very good. It's the texture. Oh, yeah. I get that. A couple of my kids are like that too. The name. Yes. Cherry. I think it's cherry blueberry. Yeah, cherry and blueberry cheesecakes are just, oh my God, they're so good. Twinkie, Ding Dong, Hostess Cherry. Oh, I love the Hostess pies. I used to love those. Here we are back on food again. You started this time, Doodle. Very interested in the paranormal. I live approximately 45 minutes from Alron, Illinois, one of the top haunted cities in the U.S. Yes, it is. Great statistic and point. I like cheesecake, but not into sweet. Well, see, that's the thing. Cheesecake is not overly sweet, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It also depends on if you have a topping on it or not. Because see, I could just eat it by itself too. Uh, just the cheesecake with the crust. I love that. I'm making myself hungry, and that's gonna be bad. Allie says cheesecake's her favorite. Hey, come on in, everybody. Share this out if you will, please. Uh, Send this out to anybody you think would be interested in coming in here and talking about something like this. Food. That's right. Brian's talking about pork chops over here. We're talking about cheesecake. I don't even know. SRB, I'll still sip. You could still have my share. You guys are a trip. Come on in, everybody, if you will, please. Well, I see that 71 peeps in here now with 48 likes. We're climbing slowly but surely. Please just take that 1 second, hit that like button, leave a little DNA for me so we can get this up and out into the algorithm so YouTube will be a little bit nicer to me. That would be so nice, guys. We multitask here in the meatball pot. That's right, Mr. Brian. That is right. Round and soft in the middle. Hey, so bees it. Awesome. That's funny. It got change. Hey, got change. Doritos. Oh, it's all well. It's all good, Brian. Come on in, guys. Grab a seat. Where is she at? I wonder. Hold on a minute here. Must not have got the funny. That's too funny. I love carrot cake too. It's my mom's favorite too. Um, Where'd it go? Miss Bonnie says, "Good morning. I figured out the time thing and I'm eating cheesecake as we speak." That's awesome, Bonnie. Looks like some people aren't getting their notifications, so I have to let a couple people know. Um, Miss Cassie said she was excited about this, so she must not have got the notification. I sent it over to her. Let's give it a few more minutes to let some other people come in because I don't want to go back and start and re-explain. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard. Pistachio pineapple cake. I've had both separately, but I've never had together. That sounds interesting because I love both. There's Miss Cassie. Hello, hello. Are you excited, Cassie? For everybody that's just now jumping in, today, guys, we're talking about the Willows Weep House in Indiana. Supposedly, it is, if not the one of the most haunted houses in America. Oh, okay, I got you, Bonnie. That makes sense. Let's see. There's Miss Brandy. Brandy B in the house. Thank you for joining us, Brandy. 71 peeps, 52 likes. We're getting there little by little by little by little. Let me see here. That still kills me. I like my cheesecake like my man. Soft and middle and round. That's funny, funny, funny. Really don't believe there were no pork chops. Well, I don't understand what you're talking about with these pork chops, Brian. I know what you do with your Instacart, but I never heard of pork chops combining with Instacart ever. Welcome, everybody. Come on in, grab a seat, sit down. Even if you're not in the chat and you're just up there listening, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you very, very much. Welcome, Miss Lisa Vallejo. Not getting notified. Okay. See, that's what I kind of thought. Sometimes you gotta um unsubscribe and then resubscribe. And I don't have it set for subscribers only. So you guys should be able to pop right back in if you do that. So try unsubscribing from the channel and then resubscribing, of course, if you want to. And it should give you the ability to get your notifications again. I've been told by multiple people that that does help. So, mhm. YouTube has been whacked out lately. They've had all sorts of problems, glitches, issues with StreamYard, issues with Facebook, issues with TikTok, all sorts of problems. So let's see. I just reclicked. Oh, sorry. I just reclicked on how my notifications are set. I'll see if that. Okay, good deal. Come on in, guys, and get comfortable, please, if you will. Appreciate you guys very much. And guys, again, um, and I want to thank everybody ahead of time for anybody that donates to the PayPal, the Cash App, or the Venmo. Guys, that pays my bills. That keeps me going. I do this every day, and the bills are due, folks. So if anybody likes what I'm doing today and you enjoy this and it entertains you in any way, shape, or fashion, and you feel generous, then please feel free. It is very, very, very much appreciated. Any donation whatsoever to keep us running helps me. So thank you. It's never ever expected by any means, but very much appreciated, guys. So God bless. And I appreciate you very much. Thank you, SRB. Um, let's see. I think we got 60. Now we got 68 people. Okay. Molly May, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for joining me. Again, guys, today we're talking about the Willows Weep House in Indiana, and it is one of the supposed most haunted homes in America. Um, there's been a lot that goes with this place. We're going to look into that history and some people that have experienced certain things in there, all of it. So, As Doodle would say, strap yourself in on the potty and hang on tight because it could be. Just depends on how you guys take it. Liberty's watching Little Mermaid. That's cute. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It's one of my favorite movies. My kids used to have me watch it constantly. We got 5 new members, by the way, guys. 55 likes, 68 people. We're getting there very quickly. Boo. Again to you, bro. All right. Let's get some stuff up and moving here for you guys. Going on. All right. Kano's ready. That's awesome. Good stuff. Playing dolls. It sounds like fun, Mama Bear. All right. Let's see here. Where did my stuff go? All right, guys. We're putting it all in, getting ready to load it up here. Looks like everybody's leaving. All right. Well, my apologies. I'm working on it, guys. I'm just trying to put it together for you. Oh, hold on. Sorry, folks. Clicking on the wrong things. Now, this is all based on true events, by the way, so you guys know. True, I mean, completely true scenarios, all of it. So, which is what makes it so creepy. One moment here. If you can hear me, Zelda, no worries, dear. I appreciate it. I know you got to work, and I respect that completely. I appreciate you very much. Okay. Okay. Now, something interesting too about this home. Welcome, Misfit or Mischief Misfit Pariah. Good to have you here. Thank you for joining us today. Again, today, for anybody that's just jumping in or jumping out, as it looks, today's show is based on what we used to call Paranormal Fridays. Where we change the pace a little bit and jump into some paranormal stories, uh, theories, just different things that are paranormal based. So, thank you guys for joining me today, and please let me know how this goes if you like it. Again, make sure you're hitting the like button if you do, and subscribing if you're not, or if you haven't, and share this out as well, please. I would really appreciate that. All right, let's see here now. Move that for right now. Okay, so the Willows, the Willows Weep House again is in Cayuga County or Cayuga, Indiana. I'm sorry. It's no ordinary abode. It's an unassuming exterior belies the eerie secrets that lie within. Let me illuminate the haunting tale of this house. There's more to it than just me reading, by the way, guys. So don't worry. Um, Location and appearance of it. Okay, Willow's Weep stands at the center of a crossroad near a river, a convergence point in folklore and the supernatural. From above, its floor plan eerily resembles an upside down cross. It very much does, and I'll show you that. A symbol laden with religious and demonic implications. The entrance, positioned at the base, further transforms the house into an inverted cross. Inside, and this is the weird part, inside the hidden geometry of this home, okay, um, oh, I just lost my stop. Reveals that the corners of adjoining rooms form a sinister pentagram. So the way that the good golly Miss Molly, I knew she wouldn't miss this. Hello, hello, dear. Um, this house is built, and you'll see that once we get inside of it. It literally is built into the shape of a pentagram, you guys. It's pretty wild. And the gentleman that built this house put windows on all the angle, like all the corners. It's pretty neat, and doors. So anyway, it forms a sinister pentagram in the main living area. Built in the 1890s, Willow's Weep has witnessed a series of deaths defying explanation, poisonings, hangings, and suicides. Um, the first recorded death was that of the house's builder, found lifeless in his bathtub, and the cause still unknown. Former residents recount chilling experiences, such as like disembodied voices, poltergeist activities, shadow figures that are seen roaming throughout the house. In the mid 1950s, during floorboard replacement, a crumbling grimoire emerged from the space beneath its house. Its pages depicted brutality and dark incantations, revealing the owner's deepest secrets. Petrified, the occupants burned the book and fled, fearing the witch's return. And it was stated that the a witch, that's what that was about, lived there, and at some point hung themselves in this willow tree that's in the front yard, which is why the house is called Willow's Weep. And there have been people that have um, interacted with the tree itself. Okay. There was a tree trimmer that was trying to trim the limbs of the tree and fell out of the tree and broke his back. There's people that have touched the tree and said that they've had like voices in their head telling them to step away from the tree. There has people that the woman that owned the house, that we're probably going to see in the one video we watch, has had her own family members live in the home, like stay there on purpose. And at some point afterwards, multiple people, by the way, attempted to unalive themselves. It's crazy, folks. This house is way out there. Um, at one point, paranormal investigator David Spinks is the one that purchased the home. He delves into the mysterious uncovering and layers of the darkness that clings to its walls, of course. It's a house with secrets, whispers, and a history steeped in the supernatural. Perhaps it truly deserves the title as the most haunted house in America. So that is the basic story behind it. There's a lot more to it, though, guys. I promise you. Again, welcome, Male. Thank you for joining us, and anybody else that is here with us today. And my apologies if I ran anybody off. I hope I didn't, but I think I know why everybody left. But anyway, please hit the like button on the way in if you can. That's pretty okay. Here we go. Now, I want to say it was in 2003. No, no. I got the date wrong. I'll figure it out though for you guys. Yes, yes. I'm sorry, Doodle. Have some patience with me, please. I'm sorry. Sorry. Oh, hold on. I gotta find my downloads. Okay. Give me a minute here. So I'll give you a news story first off about um the most haunted home in North America, you guys. This was a this house has made the news multiple times. So
right here in the Wabash Valley, some call the most evil and haunted house in North America. A home in Eugene, Indiana, that has caught the attention of national television stations, even movie producers. But the former owners of the house contacted News 10. They say it's not haunted, it's a hoax. And the stories coming out of that house are fabricated facts about their.
now I'm showing you this for a reason because this is what they have put out there. I watched and read a story because I've known about this house for a while. About 3 years ago, that this house was attracting a whole lot of people to it, and things were happening to those people, like medical things happening to these people, people physically getting hurt and things like that. So they started flipping. Now I don't know what's true or not true for sure, guys. So we'll go with whatever we see here. Okay. But they tried saying that they were started telling people throughout the news stories and different things that everything about this house was a hoax because they wanted people to stay the hell away from it. That's the story I got. I read about the story that I read came from a historian who swears by this house that it is the most haunted house. So we'll see. We'll get your guys' thoughts and opinions and feelings after we watch all this stuff.
Their loved ones. It looks like any normal home nestled in the middle of nowhere. But it is here on the corner of Elm Tree Road and Water Street in small town Eugene, Indiana, that big controversy is starting to swirl.
So we were really just a normal family.
Adam Baird and his sister Haley Navarro say they just want people to know the true story behind this house. A tragic story they say they've been trying to get out for nearly a decade. Here are what they say are the facts. In 2001, their mother, Cheryl Skinner, died of a heart attack at the young age of 42. They say she had the heart attack in the home, but died at the hospital. Then their stepfather, Kurt Skinner, committed suicide in the home several years later. Haley says he found out he had cancer and couldn't afford the treatment.
Now, here's the truth, you guys. And okay, um, and I'm not saying this because I know why they're saying this. They're saying that their mother had a heart attack. What actually happened was it was a drug overdose and that it was meant to happen. Like she was taking her own life. Okay. Which, how can I put this? Medically, legally could have led to a heart attack, but they're not going to put that out there because it just people don't want the people to know that about their family. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the story I was told why they're saying this, but this is what she took her own life based on a drug overdose, and then this gentleman who was her husband, he took his own life not too long afterwards in the home too. So that's the real story behind it.
So he ended his life.
And yes, Brian, I knew that would catch your attention. Aha, see him?
Life-changing, devastating events to say the least, but then more changes. A paranormal team bought this house, their family home. The paranormal investigators claim the house is haunted by several people who died here in the home, including Kurt and Cheryl Skinner. Adam and Haley claim their parents' deaths are being used for profit.
There were all these lies talking about how my mother died of a drug overdose and that she was underneath the bed and been.
Do you see what I'm saying now? That's what the real story is. And I get it, guys. I would never want anybody to look at my family in a bad way. I wouldn't. I get that. And that's why this story was put out, but there's a lot more behind this house, you guys, going all the way back to the early 1800s, the guy that built the house, so on and so forth. So you, like I said, your opinion is what it will be.
Bloated and nobody found her for 2 weeks. They were charging people to come in and haunt my mother and call my mother out my name and my stepfather.
The paranormal team has nicknamed the house Willow's Weep, a play of words based on the huge willow tree in the front yard. They say if you pull a branch off the tree, something bad's going to happen. Haley says that's ridiculous. She says the tree was the last memory she has of her mother. They planted the tree together just months before she died.
We don't want you paying money on lies. Like, if you're going to do a haunt, we want you to at least know the truth.
Dozens of people have come here over the last several years, paid money to investigate the house. Adam and Haley say their family home was nice inside, well kept when they lived there, but they claim the new owners purposefully changed the appearance.
The interview, this right here was done 4 years ago. Okay, Molly, this was done 4 years ago. So I think it was 01 through 01 and 02 is when their parents passed away.
It had carpet, it had nice furniture, you know, it was a place that we could grow up in. And then they stripped all that out to make it look haunted and scarier than what it really was.
Paranormal investigators shared these pictures of the inside of the house. They claim this is the chair Kurt Skinner shot himself in. You can see the blood-stained upholstery. And they say the hats, boots, and guns are Skinner's as well. But Haley says no way.
And it's not even the same furniture that was in the house. You know, they put guns, hats in there and stuff. You know, he wore trucker hats. He never wore cowboy hats. It irritates me that they would lie like that just to make profit. That's what I think. They claim they're not making profit, that it's for upkeep, but I beg to differ.
We have children, and we don't want our children growing up seeing this house that's portraying their grandmother in this way of being haunted.
Adam and Haley say to them, this isn't just some people in a ghost story. This is their loved ones. Real people, they say, are being lied about. They just want the stories to stop and their loved ones to rest in peace. I tracked down the current owner of the house, David Spinks. He's a paranormal investigator and lives in West Virginia. He agreed to talk to me for his side of the story. We'll have that for you tomorrow on News 10.
So, like I said, there's stories that go all the way back to the 1800s on this. Okay, it's up to you what you guys think after the fact. When we look at all the other stuff that goes on and has gone on, it's quite interesting. Like I said, the build of the house alone, the fact that the interior living area is built into the shape of what a pentagram seems to be. The overall, like, exterior view down from, above is like an upside down cross, all sorts of different things. If you're into the paranormal, then you'll see what it's all about. So now I went and read different stories. They're how can I explain it? The family didn't want the mother's true story out there. Okay, I respect that. I do. I understand that, which is why I showed you guys that too. But that was the initial story, and I've looked for the police records and blah 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 stuff like that, and we'll get into that too. So just giving you a heads up. Okay. I want to show you what this house looks like from an aerial view too. Just give me a second here. One moment, everybody. Or as I say, uno momento. Don't ask me why I say it, but I do. Okay. Now I'm freezing this. So this is what the aerial view of the home looks like, coming from above. You see what I'm saying? And it could be very much just coincidence, but it is what it is when you look down on it from an aerial perspective. Now, when we get into the inside of the house and look at some other stuff, guys, you'll see the basis of the build. People can say what they want to say, but when you're looking down on it, there's no way to say it ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely different. And how many houses have you seen built this way, folks? Come on now. Let's be real here. Coincidence or not, it is what it is. So that's all I'm saying. It's definitely different. I agree. All right, let's go forth now. Get back into the good stuff. All right, hold on now. Just a minute, everybody. Okay. Here we go. Let me know if the audio is in problem for anybody. AK-47, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, exactly, AK. Like I said, the interior of the house where the living space is, you'll see it explained based on the doors, because the doors have been changed. Some of the doors have been taken out and changed up, so on and so forth. But the interior of the house and the living area is shaped in the shape of a pentagram. It's very weird. On top of the fact that the house from the air looks like an upside down cross. It's very creepy. All right, here we go.
Is this little house. This little house that has so many reports of evil presence, energy.
Demonic activity of the devil. These are real things.
The Vatican itself in the 1970s actually came out with a document that discussed this notion.
We know there are spiritual realities out there.
The rite of exorcism is based on the person Jesus Christ.
This house, it gets to me. I mean, it's like it's trying to suffocate me.
If you disturb it, it's going to let you know.
There's a lot of negativity in this house, and there's a lot of hate in this house.
Are you going to go with the kingdom of light or the kingdom of darkness?
We're here to find out, of course, like any other location, what's really going on.
Is there any negative energy in this house?
Does that?
hear something.
My name is Chris Maggart, and I'm on a personal mission to find the truth.
Hello?
I'm joined by my good friends Patrick Shields.
Just say something. Bullshit.
Jake Stock.
It's like something's touching my neck. What? It's like something's touching my neck.
And Rick White.
I got it right at this area right here. I stand.
Together, we explore claims of supernatural activity. No matter what we encounter, we will continue our search for the existence unknown.
Guys, here we are. We're at another location, as always. This is Willow's Week, and I am here with the owner, Brenda Johnson. Brenda Johnson, how you doing?
All right.
One other thing to know, guys, is that this house has changed ownership hands multiple times for whatever reasons. You figure it out. You know what I mean? Woke up in 94. Good to have you here. So thank you for joining us.
You know, we've heard so many stories about this place, and I know you have some stories that you would like to share with a lot of people. My first question to you is, why did you buy this property?
I have no clue. I'm from Illinois.
Okay.
And we was just, me and my son and daughter-in-law were out driving around and drove over here. I came here 3 different times. I have no clue why I bought it. And so I thought, well, you know, I like the structure of it because of the doors and windows. They're all built in corners.
I see that.
And so I eventually bought it. But then after a while, I regretted it because of the stuff going on in here.
Now, what makes you regret buying it? What is it that's going on?
Welcome, Nana.
Well, I was going to redo it and try to live in it, but there is no way I'd live in here.
Why?
None, because of all the stuff that's happened to me in here.
What's happened to you?
I've been scratched. I've been pushed down. I've had my hair pulled. I've had crazy stuff happen. The tools slide across the floor. My son's got hurt in here. Every time he'd go to work on something, he'd get hurt.
Huh.
And I said, well, I sat on that couch. I said, you know, I'll live here anyway. I'll just share it with you. And the doors start slamming. If you notice, I've got big boulders in front of the doors because they'll slam on you.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of speculation of, I've even heard stories, crazy stories of demonic activity in here. Do you believe in that?
Yes.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now, is there any documented history of any cult activity here?
No.
Have you ever checked the deed record on this place?
Mm-hmm.
Go as far back as you could.
All the way back to when it was built.
What was on those deeds? Anything out of the ordinary?
Just that, no, nothing except for the man was superstitious.
The guy who built the place?
Yes, he was superstitious. That's why he built the doors and windows and corners.
That was going to be one of my questions to you.
Yeah.
Beat me to that one.
I know, but I've looked it up. I don't know what the superstition is. Why would you?
This house sits so empty. It was built in the 1800s. The man who built it, superstitious, so he put windows on all the corners. Can't find no facts on that, but that's what's been told. Now we've been told that there's bodies buried underground when settlers or people used to live here before this house was built. And Indians came through here and slaughtered them, and their bones are still underneath. If that's the case, then the police should have been called. But maybe they left them there out of respect. We don't know. We don't know what's going on here, just like any other location. Now, the design of this house, I'm looking. Got a room right here.
Mm-hmm.
Got a door. Got a room. Window, I'm assuming.
That was the door.
That was a door. A room. Another room. Then behind Pat
That
right
was
here.
a door too. That was
a door?
Yes. And this would be another door, a room, and then another door right here.
So what we're looking at here is two sides here and there. It's almost like a pentagram.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It literally is built. If you put the doors back in that were taken out in all the angles and corners, the living area space itself is built basically like the shape of a pentagram. Interesting.
Above each exit, you've got the
bulkheads.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you got room, door, room, door, room, door, room, door.
Wow. Now, what about this guy who committed suicide in here?
Yes, he did. He committed suicide in here about 4 years ago.
Now, was he a tenant or owner?
He was an owner.
He was an owner. Now, is there any, because we tried to look up some documents, we saw some police reports, I don't know if they're exactly this place or not. But is there anything documented why he did that?
No, I don't know why he done it. I know that I heard at the last he was on oxygen. You know.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. But his wife committed suicide in here 6 years before him.
Oh, see, now, never heard of that.
She was in this room. She overdosed.
Let's go in here. So she was in this room, and
this is where she overdosed, in this room here.
And she took her own life. Now, was it? How old were these people?
She was like in her early 40s.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And he was in his 60s.
And no record of nothing on their health or anything like that?
Hey, Jenny.
Or times, or maybe you think the house got to him?
I think the house is. I tell you, I've had my niece. I've had 5 or 6 people that have come and tried to stay here, and they all tried to commit suicide.
Just what? Just people that live here, or
no?
Just overnight paranormal investigators?
They weren't even investigators. It was my family.
It's strange how this little house right here at the corner of
My point, Molly.
Elm Tree Road and Water Street has such presence to so many people in this neighborhood. One neighbor down the road said, "We've already buried our dead. We don't want to bury them again." They don't want to talk about the past that's happened here. Suicides. Husband shoots himself in the head. 6 years earlier, wife commits suicide in the bedroom. Overdoses. People have actually tried to trim this tree right here and have fallen out and broken their backs. These are the stories we're being
Hey,
told.
Kara.
When you look at the tree, the branches ain't very big. You can slip and fall, especially if you're a big guy. Why do you, if there's so much terror in here, why would you let people like us come in?
So other people will know this is the truth about this house.
So you want the truth out there?
The truth, yes.
Not just this house alone, but the evils of the spirit world.
Yeah. You know, I'm not even, it may not even be the house. It could be the ground that the house is on. You know.
This is true.
You know, I'm not sure. I want to show you this here on this wall right here.
Okay. Well, what is this?
I don't know. And the guy bought the house off of, I asked him, in fact, when I bought the house, he's scared of the house itself. And it was his dad that lived here. And I asked him about this. He said he'd never seen it before. But if you look back whenever, the outline, there was a cross here at one time.
I do see it. There is a cross right there.
And then this here. But the thing I seen in here almost looked like this.
So do you think this is possibly a mark of a demon?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I think it's good. I think there's demons in here.
Sometimes we hear these stories, and you got to take them serious because some people truly believe in what they're witnessing and what they're experiencing. We're here to find out, of course, like any other location, what's really going on. Now, we walked in this house. When you walk in, the floors are uneven. You can walk across the floor, and it'll pop after you walk across the floor. It's got the whole funhouse effect. Could that be some of the things that people are experiencing? It's possible. How you doing, man?
Pretty good.
What's your name?
Al.
Al. So, Brenda's your aunt? Cousin?
Yep.
She said you had an experience here, man.
Yeah. I was sitting in the chair in the living room one that faces back towards the kitchen.
Okay.
And it just kind of started feeling real heavy in the house, you know, kind of hard to breathe. And I felt something walk past me. And then the next thing I know, it's like somebody had their hands around my throat. And it literally picked me up out of the chair about 6-8 inches and shoved me against the wall. And it just dropped me.
Really? What do you think of this place?
I think it's definitely
I agree.
kind of a bitter place.
Bitter.
Bitter.
Very interesting word to use, man.
Been a lot of things that's happened here, you know. Not like it's kind of out to get you type of thing, but you know, just kind of if you disturb it, it's going to let you know. So
Interesting. So if you had a chance to tell other people that are going to come in here and try to find out what's going on, what would you tell them?
Be safe. You know, just be safe, be careful. I wouldn't say that it's absolute pure evil, you know, but just be safe. You know, don't torment too much, I guess.
So we're here at Willow's Weep, and it's getting that time. The sun's starting to set, and it's time for us to go in there and really start investigating. Right now, we have Derek, Chad, and Kat in there doing an audio session. And then we're going to go in there and conduct our experiments to see what happens. Hopefully we'll hear from the man who committed suicide and his wife, maybe the children that were supposedly murdered here, and the family that was murdered here from the Indians. Maybe we'll hear about the witch that supposedly was hung here on this weeping willow. We don't know what we're going to find, but we're here and we're going to rock it.
All right, Willow's Weep. We're here. About 9 o'clock. Still daylight out. This is stat cam. Don't let this bitch run. Oh god. Just pooped. Pat and I would stay outside while Chad and Derek was joined by our special guest, Kat Lang, to conduct their first audio session inside Willow's Weep.
Willow's Weep audio session 1. Cat, Chad, myself.
It's a audio session. You know, Carl, I'm not even going to sit in your chair because I think that might be a little disrespectful to you. I know you know who I am, and I know that you stood behind me. So, you know, Carl, is there any way that your wife can come forward and maybe just let us know that she's here, if she is at all? The other people that I really kind of like to try to connect with are the 7 people that are buried underneath this house.
After spending an hour with no responses, Derek and Kat would step outside. Pat and myself would join Chad to conduct our own audio to see if we could capture anything that has been claimed here at Willow's Weep. All right. Pat, Chad, myself, the weep. Close that door behind you, Chad. So supposedly there's a gentleman in here that likes to, or a spirit entity, whatever you are, that likes to get angry. Background noises, fireworks. So what we're here to do is find out if you're real, and if you are here, why?
It's not going.
You're what?
I would have my hand on my head.
Oh.
And I did.
Did what?
That's a song.
Dip.
No, well, we're not dipping.
Oh.
I mean, someone in my chat might be.
We might be dipping, dude.
I'm not dipping.
You're not dipping, bro?
Right now.
You know? Okay, cool. So we're standing here in the middle of this house.
My stomach.
Train in the background.
It's my headphones, I think.
What was your headphones? Why is there something here that's attacking people?
So we're not here to cause an uprising, to upset you in any type of way.
People are afraid of this place, afraid of you. Why?
Background noise fireworks.
Did your wife really kill herself?
So do I.
Did you have anything to do with it? You lived with it for 6 years and just couldn't take it, or?
Did something in this house cause you to kill yourself? Was you depressed? Takes a lot to put a gun to your head and pull the trigger. Dude, I'm just getting nothing but train noise. All right, I'm just going to call out to the spirit world, to the entities or whatever's out there, pure energy. Are you looking down on this house right now? Are you even seeing us? Is there any negative energy in this house?
What is that? I keep hearing something behind me.
What Pat, Chad, and myself just heard sounded like a man telling us to go. We could not explain where this unknown man's voice came from, and we very well knew that Derek and Kat was in the back equipment house during this time.
All right, I'm just going to call out to the spirit world, to the entities or whatever's out there, pure energy. Are you looking down on this house right now? Are you even seeing us? Is there any negative energy in this house?
What is that? I keep hearing something behind me.
Did you guys hear that? Because I did. It's very, very faint, but I could hear it. And if you're wearing what they're wearing with the equipment they're using, it would have been a lot louder. But I'm just saying, which is why they looked at each other at the same time. So I heard it faintly. They heard it clearly.
What is that?
Listen.
I keep hearing something behind me.
It's very, very faint. It's like you hear go. It's very faint. Okay. Right there.
What is that?
Was in the back equipment house.
To the entities or whatever's out there, pure energy. Are you looking down on this house right now? Are you even seeing us? Is there any negative energy in this house?
What is that? I keep hearing something behind me.
Does it?
Listen.
I keep hearing something behind me. Does it?
Listen.
I keep hearing something behind me. My stomach. No, it's behind me. No, we just heard. No, my stomach just made a noise.
Oh.
Can you go out that them real quick, dude? If they just made a noise or someone yelled outside. That's Pat coming in.
Mm-hmm.
What'd they say, dude? Huh? Okay, well, yeah, but I heard like kids or people yelling.
Right, we're gonna have to compare it to
Yeah.
something. We're gonna have to listen to it later when we get out of here or something.
It didn't make, I mean, it sounded like kids yelling or something.
What we have heard in the ambulance though?
Yeah.
We wouldn't have just heard that 2 decibel, whatever the hell we heard.
It was like that.
Yeah.
We would definitely heard the ambulance. So come on, man. If you are here, or whatever spirit's here or energy, we want to talk to you. We want to meet you. I mean, supposedly you choked the dude in his chair and threw him up against the wall.
After spending about 30 minutes with only one EVP captured, we decided to go into our experimental phase, where we use a very controversial audio piece called
Now, this here, guys, being that I've done ghost hunting for a long time, what he's explaining here is it's something that I've never messed with it, and I won't mess with it. Being that it's on here, it doesn't affect anything, but in person, if you're doing something like this, it is controversial. Like he said, don't, unless you know what you're doing. And I'm just telling this to people that are may want to choose to go do something after watching this or whatever. I recommend not messing with the shepherd's stone. It's just not one of those things, you know, unless you know exactly what you're doing, who you are. Welcome, Evie. Thank you for joining us. And what it's all about, don't, it's not a joke. Don't play with any of that stuff, guys. I'm telling you, I started the ghost hunting group that I started with my wife and our friends as a skeptic. I'm still a skeptic, but when there's certain things that I cannot to this day explain that I've seen or heard, and at that point I won't play, and I do not touch, nor will I ever touch Ouija boards and this thing here. To do this in person in a place that they're saying is haunted, I would never do this. This is just not my thing. This is not a toy. It's not a joke. It's none of that, guys. I truly believe that this can provoke something if they wanted to. And if you have the right setting, I guess you could say. So I don't know. So I don't mess with it.
the shepherd's stone. We at TSP and Paranormal Reality ask that you do not use this stone unless extensive research is done first. Please. This stone has been banned by the Catholic Church and named the Devil's Stone.
What the fuck?
What, dude?
Don't do it.
What?
What was it? Where was it standing?
Right here.
What the fuck just touched me? Dude, there's just something on my back.
No. Turn around. Turn your IRs on. No, dude, there's nothing on your back.
What the fuck was that, man?
Are you recording?
No. Now I am.
What the fuck happened?
Dude, it felt like something went like this.
Really?
Yeah. Like that's when I looked behind me. I didn't know what the fuck I was standing there. I hit something there.
Let's see this real quick.
What the fuck, man? Was it like right at the back of your neck? Like something touched the back of your neck? It was like right on my trap. Like on the back, towards the back right here. When I was standing right there and right there earlier, I felt the same thing. It's right here, like on this part right here, and it went cold all the way down my back, and my hair stood up. My hair standing up now, man. But that was pressure, dude.
Was that serious pressure?
Yeah, it was enough to notice. Like it was no. I don't. I like. That's why I looked behind me. Like I thought maybe I hit something.
We did not collect any data to explain what happened to Pat or who touched
Not
Pat.
sure, hon.
This was indeed an experience that made Pat very uneasy. We tried to explain this as a natural occurrence, but with the feeling of someone pushing their finger into Pat's back, we can only conclude that this was an unknown experience that had all of us on the edge for a few minutes.
I don't know what that was, but obviously I don't know if that captured
No.
it. Might have. We'll see.
So what's going on right now? We're doing a shepherd's tongue test. Anything? You just touched my bro Pat on the shoulder. Is this sounds bugging you? Can you see this energy coming out of these boxes? It was really weird, dude. Oh, my eyes were freaking out. It was like a flash light right in my eye.
In 99% of most of our cases, we do not believe in any type of orbs. But the strange thing about this is, after you see this anomaly moving around, then towards my face, I say I felt like a flash of light was in front of my face, which I'm in complete darkness and cannot see anything.
And that's something that needs to be understood. They're using night vision right now, so that's why you can see this. It's pitch black. Like you can't see this in front of your face. Pitch black. There's no lights. There's nothing, so on and so forth. So that orb was picked up, or whatever that was, picked up on that camera. It's a night vision camera, which is why it showed it to see that. And on night vision, as compared to regular cameras, it's very hard to pick up orbs. So it must have been pretty bright with the night vision. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not a big like believer in orbs either, because that could have been a damn bug. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I've seen that happen hundreds of times. But there are orbs I've seen that I can't explain the movements on them. So it is what it is.
When a bug is captured on the camera, this is what it looks like generally. So did I actually experience a small energy mass fly in front of my face? Or was this just pure coincidence? Did the actual natural receptors on my eyes pick up the...
Here's something for you guys to understand. If you're watching a bug, okay? I'll show you different things here. Yes, Molly, they're playing the tone through their headphones. It's being played out. You can't hear it, and in there, it's coming back through their headphones. So, okay, if you see an orb moving, okay, the movements are pretty spectacular looking in some senses. A bug, we know what bugs fly like, so you can definitely tell the difference between a pattern between a bug flying around and what an orb would look like, the way its movements are, because the movements of an orb tend to be much more mechanical, I guess you could say, than what a bug's flight pattern would be per se. So,
the bug flying in front of my face. This is truly a strange coincidence.
Come on, dude. Where you at, bro?
Look at those lights in there.
What?
a section that just like went out real quick. Like something's just floating through the air across it.
All right, let's kill it. After the tone test, we turned off all the EM pumps, and Derek wanted to try a trigger type experiment to see if he could get a response. Please note, what Derek conducts is just a recreation.
And we just turned off all the EM pumps.
It's me exhaling. All right, man. My stomach.
Truck outside.
Perfect opportunity to talk with us.
Seems like I struck a nerve earlier when I mentioned Native Americans in the tree. Were you here before this house was built?
Yeah. Remind you of anything?
Are you part of this land or the tree outside?
Derek's gonna sit here and try to recreate what you did. So, should he? Just want to make a special statement right now. This is not real.
Did you just lose your job? Came home, had a few drinks, maybe some whiskey, sat down in the chair, thought about there's no way for your life to continue. You're selfish. Did you put the gun up to your mouth like this? Or did you put it to your head like this?
Sorry, dude. Sorry. Did you though? Is that how it happened? That's Chad.
With no responses to Derek's experiment, we conducted one more group audio session before we go into our final experiment phase.
If you have the energy to touch Pat like you did, or push someone out of this chair, that's all we're asking. Do it again. Repeat it. Let us know you're here.
Yeah, Molly's right. What they're doing right now is they're taunting. If there are any spirits there, they're taunting them, which I've done that too. My wife has done that with me at the Moundsville Reformatory, and it caused a reaction. But But that's what they're doing. They're sitting in multiple rooms, taunting, trying to get something to respond to the taunts that they're putting out there. So
The spirit world is not looking very promising lately.
That was weird.
Somebody just exhaled over your arm.
It almost sounded like slurping or something.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Would it be gurgling from a dying man who shot himself? What Pat just captured on his voice recorder is truly unexplainable. It almost sounds like something is hissing, but we could not determine where this sound came from or who made this sound. If you have the energy to touch Pat like you did, or push someone out of his chair, that's all we're asking. Do it again. Repeat it. Let us know you're here. The spirit world is not looking very promising lately.
That was weird.
Let us know you're here. The spirit world is not looking very promising lately.
That was weird.
Let us know you're here. The spirit world is not looking very promising lately.
That was weird.
Let us know you're here. The spirit world is not looking very promising lately.
That was weird.
Where are you? You spirits, you entities, this energy. We go to all these places and hear all these claims and not one happens.
It was so bad. It's me and Haley. The two people would kill themselves in this house. What can cause someone to do that?
Dude, if you looked around and seen this town, I'd probably kill myself here too.
Damn.
Wow, ouch.
Hey kids, let's jump in the car. We'll head down to that Burger King down the street. Then we'll run through the cornfield.
So what would make somebody build a house with rooms like this? He was,
That's a good question, dude. I mean, it doesn't seem very practical, honestly. I mean, you got a room behind me, room to the right, room to the left.
he said he was superstitious. Well, why? What does this have to do with anything?
That was my question. You're so superstitious. Why would you build a house that looks like a freaking pentagram?
Well, actually, it's set up like a cross. Think about it. That's the bottom of the cross, one side of the cross, the other side, here's the top. Yeah. It's a cross.
I don't know.
I want to find out, if they did this for a reason to ward off negative or something, or spiritual reasons, maybe we could put EM pumps in each corner.
Question. Why, in the first place, would he do that? I mean, was there something on his land that he was freaked out about when he started building it? Or is he just an old superstitious dude from years before he built this house?
Do you think this is kind of like some kind of shrine? Well, if it was built back in 1890, I mean, you're talking, this house back in 1890 would be a pretty large house for somebody to live in as far as the structure goes.
I don't know. I mean, here's my thing. You know what it kind of reminds me of a little bit? Like a very tiny version of his Victorian style type house is what he was going for. It almost has a Victorian feel in here, the way the walls are and the doors and whatnot.
So it's like a temple. Because you have your big circular room, and then you have the private study quarters on all corners of that. big room that everybody focuses in. Like in West Virginia, there's the Hare Krishna's temple is what you call it. And you walk in and there's a main room. It's pretty much the same size as that. Maybe a little bit bigger, same shape. And there's little private rooms off to each corner where they go in there and do their individual prayers.
If there's any non-human entities around here, we'd like to know about you. We kind of figured out the burn on the wall is not real. Well, not spiritually. It's a real burn, but not spiritually. Some of the noises on the floor is natural.
That's me running my elbow into the wall.
Ouch.
I'm gonna
Damn.
crap my pants.
What, dude?
I'm crap my pants, dude. Let's leave 2 people in here and 3 of us go outside. Maybe Kat and Derek stay in here.
We're gonna leave you 2 in here. Come on, Chad. Say you're with 2 people at once, not a whole bunch of people. We would leave Derek and Kat in the house for another 15 minutes to see if Kat could feel any energy within the house. After Pat, Chad, and myself stepped outside. With no success, we began our final experiment phase, which we call audio quarantine. This is where everybody leaves a building and only audio and video is running to more or less let the spirits do their own thing so they don't feel intimidated. And still, we did not capture anything during this phase. Okay, right now, we was outside. Pat, Chad, myself, well, Kat and Derek are in here. We came up with an idea. Well, actually, Chad, why don't you explain what you came up with, man?
What I come up with?
Well, you was telling us out there about this suicide.
Well, it just doesn't make any sense. He supposedly shot himself in the head, but all the blood's at the seat section. Well, if you shoot yourself in the head in this chair, you're going to have blood at the top of the chair, on the wall. Bullet hole, depending on how you did it. Even if you shoot yourself with a shotgun, it would go up. You can't cover it up with paint. Blood will leach through paint. There's no leaching of blood through paint.
Well, for one, if he's laying here, these stains, these droplets would not be at his back. They would be up here, like you said, Chad, and not here. Secondly, if he shot himself like this, okay, in the mouth, it would be everywhere. If he shot himself like this, if it's a high-powered pistol, like you said, and above a 22, it's going to go through his head, and there should be bullet hole. Or it's this way. You did like this, it could probably hit here, or it's got to be somewhere in there.
Still, that's where we're going to look at it.
You would see blood splatter, but there is no staining on these walls of brain matter, blood stains running down this wall. Nowhere. And this is the original wall of this house. And the way I'm sitting right now, check this out. Look at the way these 2 stains are right here. Let me put my hands right there. Now, if someone slit their wrist, maybe some blood, but there's still not enough blood in this chair for a suicide.
They said he shot himself? Is that guaranteed?
Yeah. A suicide. There was no guarantee it was a gun. Some said it was a gun. But even if he slit his wrist, there would be mass amount of fucking blood stain here. Mass amount. And there's no way, and what's behind my back in the lower part of this chair, obviously there's probably a cushion that used to be here. There's drops, not saturation. And how would blood get back behind his back? You know, when you get up and you can see what I'm talking about. How? There's no way.
That's why.
That is drops.
You know, like someone took him, and maybe if someone did it, they put him on the floor, put his head in there, and then shot.
But still, there's not
But
enough.
still, it just doesn't make any sense. There's not enough there.
It looks like he cut his wrist, to be honest with you. If that's real blood.
Not enough blood, even if we're slicing his wrist.
Trajectory
Would be right about here for a bullet. So obviously the walls haven't been changed.
That's what they're saying.
It's been 4 years ago. If it was 4 years ago,
I think that's what she said. I mean, it definitely wasn't that long ago.
here's another problem I have. If she did say it was 4 years ago,
She had like a paranormal team in here right after that.
she had a paranormal team. Her cousin said as soon as she bought it, they has hooked up cameras in here. And the wall in the little summer kitchen out there has people signing the wall 4 years ago. And Derek figured out this is actually natural because there is outside residue. This is not burnt from within, this was burnt from without or from outside. So it's not like a heat or energy burn from inside the wall. It actually was burned on the outside. And possibly they could have had a candle here.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Or if you look at it, maybe that oil lamps that are out there.
Right.
They could have had it hanging or something.
So this is nothing spiritual.
I don't see any bullet holes, dude.
No bullet holes in this house anywhere that we can see. So right now we have, once we review everything, but until then,
there's more to show you
right
after
now,
this, guys. Don't worry.
basically just all myth. Nothing substantial on that. So that's our determination now. That's where we're at.
No bullet holes. No blood. That's not real blood.
Done.
Willow's Week. One thing that we have learned here and other locations, it is hard and can be very hard to truly capture what other people have experienced. Truly, we believe that Brenda believes what she has experienced. But we did notice one thing, that her cousin Al and Brenda's stories varied slightly in how the property was used once she purchased it. We never found any evidence of demonic activity or anything extreme in the supernatural world. Yes, we did have a few experiences and captured a few things that was unexplainable. Does this mean this house is truly home to the spirits of 2 suicides or a portal to a supernatural highway? No, it doesn't. Could the claims of demons and angry spirits just be stories? Or did the demons and angry spirits stand down for one night? The only truth that we could find is that this house is old and the floors are uneven, which gives the funhouse effect. And the willow tree out front is just a good old tree. And maybe the spirits are just waiting for another
Hey,
day.
Twiz, good to see you, brother. All right. So there's the first part of this. All right. Give me a moment here, guys. All right. All right. One moment, everyone. Bear with me. I'm trying to set this up too. What's going on, Bombshell? Something wrong? Did I miss something? No, a timeout's a timeout just for a specific amount of time, and then the only way it turns anything more than that is when it's a ban. So, okay, so this is where the address is. It's 5173 Elm Tree Road, Cayuga, or Eugene, Indiana, whatever you want to call it. 5173 Elm Tree Road. Okay, it's a single family home, contains 1,427 square feet, was built in 1890, contains 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. This is the original residence, and when it started to, most recent. Melinda Josephine Petty Lancaster, 1851 through 1940. Okay, so that'll tell you how old this house is, first of all. John Henry Sykes, 1854 through 1922. Matilda Sykes, 1856 through 1873. Annual Sykes, 1858 through 1950. Elias Sykes, 1860 through 1942. Eli Sykes, 1860 through 1944. Clara Sykes Hollingsworth, 1862 through 1946. And George Washington Sykes, 1865 through 1919. Now, you see all of this. Okay, this sounds like one big ass family living in, which I guess back in the day happened. Okay. Well, do I need to fix something? Because nobody, just let me know if I need to go fix something real quick. That's all I'm asking. Is Walt in here? Oh, there's Walt. Oh, welcome, Walt. If there's something I need to fix, let me know. Okay. All right. So anyway, we noticed there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people with the same last name. Okay. And then the siblings to these people, all right, that lived throughout this is William Bish, 1811, 1889, Henry Bish, 1813 to 73, 1818, 1908, 1821, 1851, John Bish, 1923 to 1912. Elizabeth Ann Bish Petty, 1826 through 1888. If you look at these names, guys, look up here, the very top. Melinda Joseph Petty, all the way at the bottom, Elizabeth Ann Bish Petty, Mary Ann Bish Sykes. So the house was owned and lived in by like all family members, basically. Okay. And then it shows like the calculated relationships and so on and so forth. I think that's pretty interesting. Go ahead, take your time, change. We got a few minutes before I start any other videos on this. Yeah, all right, Pink. So this is the guy that currently owns the house right here. Dave Spinks. That was as of the time that this was made, okay? So these were the current residents, original residents, I should say. I'm sorry. Which is interesting. Again, there's the house, folks. You tell me what that looks like to you. I don't care what anybody says. You can say it, well, it's just a coincidence. Well, it's one hell of a coincidence. There it is, okay? Exactly what it is what it is. Some say it was built in the shape of an, well, it is. It depends on which way you stand for it, I guess. Either way, it's interesting. Thank you for joining us, Twiz. So that everybody can see clearly when everything's not moving around, I'm just showing you the interior of the house. The parlor, as they call it. And I don't know about the chair thing, guys. I agree. I don't think that that's specific. But if you look at the house from the inside, guys, it is definitely built in a very strange situation. So now these are the original female women, I guess you could say, of that family, the Sykes family. Okay. They all look the same to me. Good Lord. Like those two look like they could be twins. And that's weird. Anyway, I would stay there, Twiz. Definitely. So again, it has a reputation as being one of the most haunted houses in the United States. True, there have been many deaths here, but this house was built in 1890, so old houses do sometimes see deaths within their walls. That's a normal thing. The home has seen 7 deaths, including 3 suicides over the decades it stood. The original owner was John Henry Sykes and was born 1854, died 1922 in the home's bathtub. Okay. William Shatner covered that show that this was on, and he describes the Willow's Weep as one of the most haunted locations in North America, featured on the series The Unexplained. The show tells about the transfer of ownership of this house of horrors from previous owner Brenda Johnson to Dave Spinks. And Brenda Johnson was the woman that was in the video we just watched. She wanted out of the house too. Dave Spinks is a paranormal investigator who wrote the book about the home here. And again, she said when she bought the house, she had no idea why. She was there visiting her kids. They drove by. She went back 3 times and ended up buying the home and never lived in it. Does that make any sense? Because she couldn't. Because of the things that were happening to her when she was fixing it up, she just never moved into it. So, true, there are oddities in the home. For example, you cannot get into the attic room from inside. You have to get a ladder and enter through the outside window. This is just one of the quirks of the Willow's Weep. Brenda Johnson's convinced the house is haunted and has even claimed to see actual ghosts. Adam Baird and Haley Navarre live in Willow's Weep before Miss Johnson, Adam and Haley's mother, Cheryl Skinner, suffered a heart attack while living there in 2001. Now, that is the woman that supposedly unalived herself due to a drug overdose, okay? And then their stepfather, Kurt Skinner, committed suicide there in that same room, okay? And that was the first news special that we watched on it, too, in the beginning. So, this is the book. There's an actual book written on this, okay? By this guy here. So if anybody ever wants to look into it and check it out, there it is. You can pick it up brand new on Amazon for $20. Not bad. Just giving you guys. the deal. So let's go on to the next scenario. Okay. All right. Give me one moment, guys. Please. Okay. There we go. Now there's a little more. All right, hold on a minute.
Yes, I was a little bit weary. A lot of times I believe that houses aren't necessarily haunted, that people are. But there's definitely something here. I don't know if it's the people that lived here before or what's going on, but there's a heaviness to this place. And I mean, you feel it as soon as you walk in the house. And it definitely weighs on you throughout the day. I mean, we've been here shooting a couple of different scenes all day, and there are just times when you feel dizzy. There are times when you get a slight headache. There are times when you get disoriented. And so it definitely weighs on you. So when we got here today, we got here about 10:30 or 11. It was really starting to warm up, probably closer to upper 80s, maybe right around 90. Outside it was humid, it was muggy. We actually had to stop and get bug repellent. But inside the house, it literally felt like there was air conditioning. It felt as if it was very cool. The house was built in the 1890s. I doubt that the insulation is of the best quality. So if anything, it should have been twice as hot inside the house than it was. And it was probably 10 to 15 degrees cooler. Just walking throughout the house, trying to get some things set up as far as, GoPro cameras and things. The house is stripped down to the original floorboards that were here in 1890. You can definitely feel when you walk, there's some loose spots with maybe some truss have gone bad underneath, and there would definitely lead to some popping, and I was not, completely baffled by that sense. But what it did mean is that there were times when I would step on what felt like very sturdy truss underneath the house, and something would almost pop back at your foot. It was almost as if as soon as you'd step, it was somebody was punching you from underneath the house. Flash forward, we're inside getting some footage with Dave and some stories of with it a little bit darker setting as opposed to earlier in the day. Mid-story, we were talking about a former resident of the house. One of the spirits or evil entities that is here, a black plastic sheet that he puts over the windows to keep people from looking in, and really to try to keep it from the sun from getting too much exposure inside, that I personally put back up with staple tacks into the door frame, flew out of the window, not necessarily flew out, but it dropped out of the window to the below, to startling pretty much everybody that was in the house.
And I'm getting dizzy because I'm standing in here. I got to back up. They seek to destroy families, destroy souls, ruin you in any way you can. Something just knocked down that whole thing, dude. It doesn't like me talking about it. So that was freaky, man.
Upon being here yesterday and today, we've been here at all times of the day. We've been here now. We've been here earlier in the day, early morning, not early morning, but 10:30, and there were bugs around, mosquitoes, no-see-ums, little gnats and things, but never any flies. And then all of a sudden, as soon as we started shooting some footage on the outside of the house with Dave, the owner, telling stories and kind of giving us some history and background, it was like swarms of flies started, kind of latching onto certain parts of the house. Whether or not that has any specific meaning, I don't know, but it was very, very uncommon. They were not there when I walked outside now. So that's also kind of raises some suspicions for me.
I know you mentioned it and you talked about it, but we're about to leave this house. I mean, what are your impressions leaving this house? I know you talked about negative entity, but I mean, just in your own words, describe what it's like being in there, knowing that so many people have died in there, and just the feeling about it.
It's an uneasy feeling. I mean, anytime you're around any kind of death, you very much get the same feeling when you go to like an old battlefield, Civil War battlefield. But here, that's not what the case is. This is a home that somebody built for a family, possibly, but it has none of that feeling. It has a feeling of something very unhomely about it. And so through the stories that Dave's told, I can imagine why people don't live here anymore.
Okay. That's just a personal experience from a production company that was trying to film something in this house, which I thought was kind of interesting. All right, one moment here. Let's see here. All right, here's another experience that I wanted you guys to put together with the other one.
Built in 1890, the house known as Willow's Weep has had a very tragic history involving multiple suicides. Its most recent occupants, a married couple, both had met this very fate. When the wife died of an apparent suicide from a drug overdose, the husband was reported to have seen the ghost of his wife
We'll get there,
within the
Bombshell.
home.
I'll show you.
As the story goes, he believed that by taking his own life, he would then subject himself to the same fate as his wife in an attempt to be with her once again. The house remains unoccupied due to the most recent owner's paranormal experiences that she and her family have had while attempting to live there. She believes this home and its spirits are directly related to many injuries inflicted on her family and is convinced that something very dark in nature resides in the house that is responsible for the multiple suicides that have taken place here.
And I can tell you the last man that committed suicide here done it right here in this room.
And that's the chair.
That's the chair. This is his stuff, his hats, glasses, suspenders. And 6 years before he committed suicide, his wife committed suicide in this room. We've got shadow figures, and I've got balls that just randomly roll out of the chairs, and doors shut. And I don't know if you've heard of Dalton Croft from A&E Psychic Kids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I told him I'd seen a demon in here. And he said, well, don't say nothing. So I went out and drew a picture, and he drew one of what he saw. And it almost looks like this thing in here. And they say that the demon had burnt its markings in the wall. I see that. And if you notice up here, back in whenever, they had a cross here.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So we just arrived here in Eugene, Indiana at what is called Willow's Weep for our investigation here tonight behind the shadows. As you can see, the weather here isn't really agreeing with us. We're continuing to get caught in the middle of some kind of really crazy thunderstorm out here. After experiencing severe thunderstorms immediately upon our arrival, We had taken shelter in the shed as lightning filled the skies above us. Once this very ominous storm subsided, it's hard not to notice the dozens of fallen tree branches on the ground surrounding the house. Shortly after the storm, we were met by paranormal investigator Amy Jo to share her experiences and shed more light on this home and its unfortunate history. When we pulled up to the house itself, I mean, we were stuck in a pretty severe thunderstorm. I mean, right here behind us, if we just get a shot of this branch, that was literally just, when I watched it come down from the thunderstorm, the house next to us had another branch fall off a tree onto the back of the garage. And then it just kind of died down, almost very ominously in time for us to get started here with our walkthrough. So I know you've had a lot of experiences here before with your paranormal investigation team. I think it's time to go inside this house. So now you're kind of like pulled me over to the chair when we walked in here. I can see there's some sort of looks like blood stains on the chair. What's going on here?
They say that a man killed himself, shot himself in this chair. We get the feeling that it was murder, but
He did die in his chair.
well, yeah, no, not actually. He shot himself in the chair and supposedly crawled over into the corner. Over there.
But this blood is his blood.
Yes.
Funny thing about this guy, though, she told me that he lived in this part of the house. He would not go. He had this blocked off, and he would not go in there.
He was superstitious.
He was superstitious about going.
There's
in
no
there.
corners.
So that was where his wife was, though, right?
Yeah, that's where she killed herself. Over.
It's almost like maybe it scared him too. I'm thinking that.
Was this an accidental overdose, or this
No,
was a
she-
suicidal overdose? No, you said this is your first experience that you had was
Here.
here in this room.
Yes.
Okay, what's going on?
There's 7 of us in the room, and we were kind of playing around. I was an investigator, and I put on this hat, and I was like, "Can you let us know you're here? Give us a sign." And in front of the 5 people that were in the room with me, the hat goes flying off my head like a frisbee. Not like, almost like it was pulled and then, just flies off. And I'm like, and I had all these video cameras. None of them had the video camera.
You were sitting in the chair?
I was just standing here.
Where did the hat go? Can you show me
That
the track? It
Just
went
flew
into
that way.
the room
Yes.
where his wife had died.
About 2 minutes went by, and the loudest bang that you can imagine came from like right in the middle of the floor. It lifted one of the guys up. He had a bad back, and he actually couldn't walk after. Everybody was convinced there was something under there that made us go in. Sorry, this is hard for me. And there's nothing under there. It was freaky because that loud noise and then lifting us, we all pretty much took out.
That was your first time in the building?
That was my first time.
Okay. Sorry if it took too long. Welcome to Willow's Week. All right, Ashley, I see you got your clipboard. Okay, I know you were sitting in the car waiting for us to get done talking with Amy Jo. You seem to have put together some of your notes here on your own.
Good.
Okay. First of all, what immediately hit you about this house?
Negative energy,
Negative energy.
having to do with the land immediately.
Okay, so this is something that you think was here for a long time, basically? Okay, I know when you say land, I just know from working with you before, when you say land, you mean like something that has roots within
Right.
the ground itself.
Exactly.
A little bit older than maybe even the house itself, right? That's what you mean by it's something in the land. Okay. So you think something negative is here in a way? Okay. You ready to go inside?
I am.
Okay, follow me. So we just walked into the first room here at WILLOWS Weep in Eugene, Indiana. I want you to share some of this with me that you have written down. I mean, we do know Dan and I from talking to the owner and talking to previous paranormal investigators here about some of the experiences that they've had.
Okay.
So we just want to know basically what you can confirm for us.
Okay, well, I think this plays a part here today, so I'm gonna go back 3 months. I've just been having a lot of dreams about mental illness, suicide, and I like just keep dreaming of it every night for the last 3 months. Then the last week, I've had dreams about coming here, and it was a huge storm, possibly a tornado. So we noticed the weather today, and it was just kind of freaking me out a little
In your
bit.
dream, there was a storm?
Yeah.
Okay, so now the other thing that you mentioned was the suicide part of this aspect.
Right.
3 months ago, you started having dreams about suicides.
Right.
How long have we had this investigation planned for?
3 months.
About 3 months.
When we pulled up here in the front window, I noticed a gentleman with long hair, glasses, kind of looked like a biker. And my head started to hurt really bad, and all I can taste was blood in my mouth.
You want to show her the chair?
Yeah, come on. So this is the chair that he was shot in, and then he crawled over towards one of the exits. Either he shot himself or somebody shot him. What do you feel?
I feel like he shot himself.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's what they think.
Yeah.
But there's nothing. These are his hats. These are actually, this is his stuff. His suspenders are still here. His glasses.
Is that his blood?
It's his blood. They left the chair here.
This is actually, like I said, this is only about 4 years ago. So the name of the gentleman and his wife is confidential. This is obviously still a very sensitive situation here for
They still have
family and friends that
They
are
still have
involved
family
here.
around
So
here.
for those friends and family that may be watching this, obviously we are trying to keep these gentlemen and Mrs. As anonymous as possible.
Are you freaking kidding me?
What?
Seriously?
What?
Why do you keep bringing me to places like this? Why can't you bring me to anywhere nice? Seriously?
Yeah.
This is a freaking pentagram.
Yep. You picked that up immediately, didn't you?
Well, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
How does help?
Well, I felt like the person that had moved here and renovated the house or built the house added and took from the land. Like the negativity, the power, the spirits. The door was already opened a little bit, but this right here completely opened the door. There was conjuring here. The freaking house is a pentagram. This makes so much sense.
Are you saying that the house was built for the purpose of
To feed off the land.
a spiritual
Yes.
type?
Portal, call it what you want, conjuring. This right here is what made this even worse than it already was.
The house is a temple for the dead.
Pretty much. It's a beacon. It brings these spirits in, and there's something here that's stronger than every one of those spirits. A not so good spirit that this person brought into this house. So I'm not surprised that they see all this stuff.
So do you think that the spirit activity within the home could be a probable explanation for the suicides within the home?
I do, because like I had said
I
earlier.
think that's related.
Yeah, you already have all this strong energy, all these spirits. So like I said, there's one spirit here that is not good.
Human spirit?
Once human at one time. When this house was being built, I just see this spirit being brought through. Not on purpose, maybe, but he's here. And every person that would come in this house, including myself, I feel horrible. I feel negative. I'm having dreams about suicide before I even got here. This house hurts people. This house brings people down, and this house will kill somebody. Another strong spirit that we have in here is a little boy. Now this one's kind of weird. He's a little boy, probably between maybe the ages of, 7 to 11, 8 to 11, something like that. And this might sound funny, but is there any little boys buried on this land?
Well, there's a graveyard right across the street.
Okay, he's buried here, around here. He's in relation to this land.
How long has that graveyard been there?
It's been there for a long time. Very, very long
Okay,
time.
do you think it's been here since the time the house was built?
Yeah, there's gravestones
Do you
from the
think-
1800s.
Okay, so we do know that the house was built for a spiritual gateway to communicate with the dead? Could it be strategically built across the street from the cemetery? These are the spirits that are coming in here from the cemetery?
Cemetery, pentagram, already tainted land. It's a perfect storm.
So 1912, 1877, there's one 1834 to 1826. Okay, so our building was built in what year?
1890.
1890. Okay, so that's a fact. This cemetery was here before the home Willows Week, and our theory of it being built in some sort of conjuring site in conjunction with this cemetery across the street is still probable. Correct? Do you feel that there's some connection here, Ashley?
I do.
You do?
I do.
All right, so you guys made it here.
Yeah.
Very long trip. Okay, so obviously we're here at Willows Week in Eugene, Indiana. Some of you guys know a little bit of the background from the location. I know, Lynn, you've done some research here on the location. We do know that there was a couple noted suicides here recently, about 4 years ago. And there's also believed to have been other suicides here previously before that. So there is, obviously a sensitive nature to, this investigation itself. The suicide being so recent, these family members and friends are still here locally, and we are going to keep any names that we know to ourselves here, keep that confidential. Okay, so there is a lot of paranormal activity that's reported here, and they believe this is directly related to the suicides. They believe they go hand in hand at some point. Ashley, do you want to elaborate here with what's going on?
Just as far as I do believe that everything is tied together. The suicides, because of the land, and because of the home, and then again because of the suicide. Everything's hand in hand.
No, Twiz. They named it that because there's willow trees around the house and in the one front yard. So they just named it Willow's Weep because of the willow tree. That's all.
Without any further ado, I think we should really try to put together an investigation here. Now, I do want to let Lou and Lynn get in there first, with the first crack of it. Just for the simple fact that this was a home where a man and a woman lived. The woman committed suicide by overdose. The man was so distraught at the time. He was believed to have been seeing her ghost, and almost in a Romeo and Juliet type of way, committed suicide, believing that this would lead him to the same possibility of spending an afterlife with his wife. Okay, so having a man and a woman go in there as a team, I think might be able to attract that sort of energy. So I do want to see what you guys can do when you get in there. Okay. All right. We also want to mention that Heidi Miller's here
for joining us, Delta.
Investigation with us, and this is probably the biggest investigation that you've done here with the Greater Western North Paranormal Society so far.
Yeah.
Can you just tell me how you feel real quick before going into a place like this?
Well, I'm definitely really nervous, but I'm very excited to see what we get out of this place.
Yeah, this place can definitely tell quite a story. So I'm sure it's going to unfold more as the night progresses. But Lynn and Lou, do you guys want to get suited up?
Going. I'm ready.
Dan, Ashley, you guys got anything on that?
Just proceed with caution for tonight, everyone.
Oh yeah, do you want to elaborate real quick?
Just, I've overheard everyone saying they were getting certain sort of feelings. Now, it's not the best feeling on this property, in this house. So whatever you do, just proceed with caution tonight.
I gotta tell you, I'm a little bit nervous to go in here.
This is our first time stepping in the house, and I will tell you immediately, I normally, actually never have I felt this way, but I'm experiencing tightness in my chest.
Welcome, Melissa.
And I'm like short of breath. Well, the first thing we do, why don't we do like an EVP first session?
Okay.
Ask questions. So what we're going to do really quick, we're going to do an EVP per session. We're going to record for about 2-3 minutes. We're both going to ask questions, and we'll play it back to see what we get.
This is where the woman committed suicide.
In that room right there.
In that
they
room
found
right
her
there.
on the floor.
an overdose
of
of
drugs, I think. And then about 2 years later, her husband shot himself in the head. In this chair right here.
Oh, there it is. Oh.
And if you can see,
Oh, wow.
there is still blood marks.
Wow, look at the splatter. That's
So the energy that this chair.
That is tragic.
This is like a huge trigger object. I mean, this event took place right here.
and literally like a piece of the crime scene is, it's right there where you can see stuff. What was that?
You're upstairs.
That was up. Now that's the other odd thing about this house.
Thank you, Zelda. Very much.
There's a whole upper floor that you can't get to. I mean, who builds a house where you can't get to the upper level? And why would you do that?
All right, let's do this because I'm hearing stuff, and this would be first EVP session. Lynn and Lou, we're going to stand by the chair where the guy committed suicide. We come here with respect for you. All we wish to do is get some answers. Maybe there's something you would like to relay.
I keep hearing a bump upstairs.
Yo, I just felt something on my left arm.
Does it upset you that we're here, invading your space? It was such a personal, tragic thing that happened.
Was that you that just touched my left arm? I heard like a knock back there.
That's the kitchen.
Can you see us?
No, what's really horrible, I mean, the story is literally that after the wife passed away, these huge doors.
Not yet, Twiz. I forgot about it actually, and I'd love to try it.
The man just literally closed them off.
The flashlight. Look at that. The flashlight just went out. Look at that.
Put brand new batteries in it.
Brand new batteries. Hang on, wait, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Something was screwing with it.
Oh,
Look at
there
that.
goes again.
Is that you?
Get a key to me here. Get a key to me here. Bring out
It's literally,
It's like, look at that, brand new batteries. They just
brand new batteries are in this flashlight.
It's still lit up.
it's dim though, it's weird. Well, maybe it was reacting to the story. What I was about to say is that the gentleman, after his wife passed away, committing suicide, literally closed down these huge doors and stayed on the smaller part of the house.
Thanks, Pink.
Never coming over here.
Look at
Right?
that.
That's. So just imagine that, closing off a whole part of your house and never living in it because you're seeing your wife. You're seeing that the story is that he's seeing her as a ghost. And I mean, I have to imagine that it would drive you mad to see someone who you love committing suicide and see them in a spirit form.
Let's listen to this.
Yeah, sure, let's listen to it.
Back.
Did you meet anything over here? Does it upset you that we're here, invading your space? It was such a personal, tragic thing that happened.
Hang on.
That we're here, invading your space. It was such a personal, tragic thing that happened.
It was
After you say tragic,
Yep.
you hear a woman's voice.
Yep, I heard that.
We're here, invading your space. It was such a personal, tragic thing that happened.
Oh, yeah.
That's a woman's voice.
Yep.
Here, I'll play it for you, the camera. After Lynn says the word
Here.
tragic.
Invading your space. It was such a personal, tragic thing that happened. Tragic thing that happened. Tragic thing that happened. Tragic thing that happened.
You bet?
That's cool.
That was.
Back on. Yeah.
Was that you that just touched my left arm?
Yeah, it was a tragedy.
Thank you, Zelda dear. I appreciate you very much.
What's really horrible of the story is literally that after the wife passed away, these
Have a great day. Woke up. Bye bye now.
As soon as I said flashlight on the recorder, it went back on again. Did you get that?
Yeah.
All right.
I think we should.
And I just wanted to show you guys the reactions that people had. Two different groups that had in this home.
Well, obviously, we have activity
separately
going on right now. I mean, we have two possibles. They have to be cleaned up, of course. And this thing has been going on and off the whole time.
Yep.
Brand new batteries. What I would actually like to do with you, we're going to use that, correct?
Yeah.
Let's go in the room where the wife committed suicide.
Okay.
Let's leave this out here, okay? And we'll do an EVP session with that as well.
Okay.
That's screwed on tight. I brought that to use. I'm not trying to, I didn't like unscrew it and.
Well,
Well, it's just
isn't that
going
the
dim,
click on
too.
and off? That's not the turn one, is it?
That's a clip on.
Yeah, that makes it even
Yeah.
screwier.
And the fact that's inside the mechanism because it should be either going on or off. I mean, it's just going dim.
And I'm not gonna lie,
Story.
there's energy here. Like I'm like jittery. You know what I mean?
Palpable.
You can. I never
The
get like
story,
this.
yes. I was trying to tell the story.
You can.
Oh my bad. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
okay.
like
No.
jumping. Man.
You can
Seriously.
No,
feel
I think what's happening. I mean, this just came through. It's a story, and I think what they want is for their story to be told.
Right.
Well, when we were in here earlier, I had the obelisk on. It said the first thing it said when we were in here. It said care. So I think like she does want that feeling of understanding and care. Right. I can turn the obelisk on. You can start it off.
So, the woman that killed herself in this room, are you here with us? Just want to talk. We just want to help you. Can you give us a sign you're here?
We're here to listen.
Why do you hear that breathing? I'm sorry. Do you hear breathing again?
Can you tell us how you felt when you committed suicide? Did you feel alone? Was it in the moment? Human.
Human.
Come out of the closet. Come on. Is that you making that noise?
Whoa.
Come closer. Come on.
Yeah, we're all in here.
You got our attention.
That's it. Loving. Loving.
Are you here with us?
Down under.
Down under.
Under
we
the
got
house.
we got under when we were in here last time with this.
What is your name?
Whoa. What the? Walking.
Is that you walking?
Holy shit.
Please tell me you got that. Enough.
Enough.
Amy Jo, you ready to go inside?
Yes.
Okay. Jason has brought a newer piece of equipment here with us to try to use out here tonight at Willow's Sweep. Do you want to just kind of bring us up to speed on what we're going to be doing in here?
Yeah, it's a new program. It was just released. It's called the Alice program. It's actually brand new. It just came out on the market maybe a month and a half ago. So not too many people even have this yet. It works a lot like the obelisk, where they can manipulate it, make it say different words, phrases, full sentences.
Full sentences.
Yeah, they can say complete sentences, the whole 9 yards. So it'll be
Okay.
cool to see what we can get off of.
Now, you're explaining to me about this being sort of like an obelisk, but pretty much like an obelisk on steroids. This thing can talk in full sentences.
Yeah, they can say full sentences, add question marks, punctuation marks. I mean, it could.
All right, so
it can really do.
let's see what this thing's got. Let's see if we can actually use this to communicate with the spirits that you've been encountering here, Amy Jo. Here at Willow's Sweep.
Let's fire it up.
Is this recording right now? Just going?
It's on, yeah.
Okay, so we are looking to try to communicate with this gentleman. If you are still here in this chair. Now, do you know that people have seen you within the... Okay, you guys didn't feel that?
I felt
I did. That wasn't one of you guys?
When I see her.
That was a huge bang directly under my feet. That thing hit under my feet
I felt it hit
and
under
pushed
the chair.
up.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely
Felt
heard
that
it.
twice under
I
the
felt
chair. I
it
didn't
from
mention it
here.
because it was so light.
No, that was tough.
I
Can you
felt
do
it
that
from
again, please? No, that happened. Huge.
Cool.
Did you just say it was a huge bump?
Can you do that again? Is that your hat? Okay.
Double. We actually got demon here last time when we were doing this with the obelisk.
Okay. Is there something here that would like to present itself? So that's really creepy, for sure, that that's actually coming out through your equipment here, Jay.
Sure.
Especially because, there is people that do believe there is something pretty dark here. Chest. Below.
The darkness is below. I think that's what it means, that it's below us. Everything's coming from below. Like when the bang came, it was from below. Right?
It says chest below, like it's some sort of like treasure hunt, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's bodies in there.
There is.
There's a family plot buried right over there.
Under the house?
Under the house.
Yeah, she said she thought there was a child buried here.
Yeah, and
She's convinced of it.
right back there.
Ashley did say that during her walkthrough of the location. She said that she believes
All right, Deborah, thank you for joining me today. Appreciate you.
there's a child buried on the grounds. No,
There's
I
a
didn't.
family plot.
I didn't know anything about it, so I'm just.
I didn't know
you
she didn't
possibly.
tell you about that. Yeah, there's a family plot
So you do know for a fact that there is
Yeah, there's
a
a
boy,
well,
just like Ashley said there was?
yeah, I don't know if it was a boy. I just know a family. So I don't know boy, girl.
So obviously, we only want to communicate with any human spirits that are here. If there is a family that is here because they are buried underneath the house, is there a little boy that would like to come forward from that family? are we standing above?
Oh,
family plot.
my God.
Family.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow. I wasn't expecting that.
Thank you very much.
Take a hat off.
That's amazing.
Is the family that's below us the ones that are knocking on the bottom of the floor? Are you trying to make us be aware that you're here?
Let's use the pendulum to try to get some questions
Okay.
answered.
Also, along with the pendulum, we have 2 K2 meters here on the table. You can also communicate with us that way by touching one of the devices on the table so we know you're here with us.
Ready?
Yep.
All right.
If you're here,
I'm gonna get down here. I'll put it on the table. You're supposed to put elbows on the table so you can't influence in any way. Okay. All right. Dan, you think of a question and get it nice and
I just
steady.
have to think of it.
I'd like to ask it out loud. If it goes this way, if it starts moving, to me, I take it as yes. If it just stays still, it's no. All right. Okay, starting now. Be very careful with these.
Okay. If you are in charge here, make the pendulum move that she's holding on to, or turn on one of our lights on her.
And as you can see, my arm is on the table, completely still. Ask another question.
Did you kill yourself here?
Okay, ask another question. Is this bad man to blame for the bad things that happen in this house? Holy shit. Do you see this?
Mm-hmm.
How old is this guy? Is he very old? Look at that thing.
What was that?
Dude, I can hear him breathing. He's sitting in the chair breathing.
All right, I'm going to end the pendulum session and I'm closing it. No more further communication from this.
He's breathing. You hear him? Oh, fuck.
Every fucking hair on my body is standing up right now.
Dude, I came around the corner and I heard him.
Holy shit.
Mine always went up to.
Oh my god.
Throughout the team's investigation of Willow's Weep, we believe to have been able to communicate with some of the known spirits within this home. From the man that committed suicide in the chair and his wife who had also committed suicide here, to the evidence that points of a family burial that is believed to be underneath the house. Does the fact that this house was built in the shape of a pentagram have anything to do with its paranormal activity? Or does the activity stem directly from the multiple deaths that have taken place here? And do those deaths begin with a family burial plot underneath the home? Only one thing is for sure. There is something very strange going on in Eugene, Indiana.
All right. So that was the secondary group that went in there and what they experienced with it. Okay. Quite interesting to say the least, in my opinion. So I don't really know I mean, it's obviously left up to what your mind thinks on this scenario. I definitely think there's something in some sense going on. Was your grandson hit as well, Deborah, or just his friend? Was it his friend or your grandson, Deborah? Either way, it's horrific, but I just want to make sure I'm understanding the situation. Now, since we were, excuse me. Well, yeah, that's my know, Molly. Um, since we're in Indiana, I think what I'm going to do is, if people want me to continue doing this, I don't know. Doesn't seem like many are interested, and that's understandable. I get it. Some people are here just to get here. Oh, okay, okay. I understand, Deborah. Well, that's not good, but that's better than what I thought for a second. So that's no problem. No, okay, I understand. I understand. Sorry, I misunderstood the statement, and I'm so sorry. Like I said, you and your family are in our thoughts and prayers, um, wholeheartedly. So my deepest condolences, Deborah. I'm so sorry. Um, it's horrible. Um, to explain, like I said, if anybody is interested in this, for Fridays, then I will continue to do it, of course. But if not, then no, I'll just move on to do something different. What my plan is to go to different states and cover different things in different states. So that was the whole thought. I started off in Indiana today because of this story. Um, hold on a minute here. All right, so since we're in Indiana, I guess I can show you. Oh, thank you, Molly. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Molly. That's cool. Okay. Let me see. Bugsy, Moonlit Baby, thank you for joining us. Oh, so sorry to hear that, Deborah. That's horrific. Absolutely horrific. Okay, Deborah. Thank you. Yeah, I don't understand that either. So, like I said, since we were in Indiana, I figured I would show you guys another quick one before time's up here and go from there. I thought this was kind of interesting as well.
Being here by myself, just knowing that there could be a child buried somewhere in here makes you sad, but then again it pisses you off that you're sitting there talking to the guy that may have killed her. We gotta find the girl. We gotta find her.
Is the sweetheart you married the husband you expected him to be? Has the war created new problems for you in your marriage?
This place is called the Demon House. Is another place, from my understanding, that's there. Thank you, Zelda, again, very much. Pretty interesting as well.
I was at home doing some research online and I came across Linda Willoughby's video. About 2 minutes into her video, I was absolutely shocked to see everything that she was picking up on. I knew I had to contact Linda and speak with her about everything that we were able to capture. A week ago, I came across your video while we were doing research, and a lot of what you said really struck a chord with us because it went right along with everything that we were able to capture.
I did not know anything about the house other than where it was located and had seen a picture of the house. But I knew that there were several spirits there. As soon as we hit the property, the kids were beaten beyond belief. And I get kind of nervous even thinking about it because I can still visualize it in my head. The man who was there, I can remember he had very big hands. Why he put his hands over the little girl's mouth, I don't know because she didn't show me all of that. But I know she was terrified. The mother knew what was going on with the father and his irritations, his anger, his vengeance, so to speak, on his kids. And she allowed it to happen because she wanted to keep her husband. And if that made him happy, she would let him do it. There was lots of things slammed, thrown, broken, the walls hit, the kids knocked down. You know, that's the kind of things that I saw through that house. The basement was awful too. I really got a lot of pain and anxiety. It really stressed me out more than I expected that it would. I ended up crying because I could feel what they felt. And they were so scared.
Paranormal investigation team spent the night at the so-called haunted house.
What if we take all the Bibles, anything religious, and stick it outside? They told us not to come in here. It was too dangerous. I command you to show yourself.
The problem is, what made the scream? How did that door shut on its own? That's a problem.
Since we were last here, you kind of give us a rundown on maybe things you guys have experienced or seen other teams have brought to you.
Thank you, Bugsy.
A lot of the EVPs that I've heard have been pretty negative in nature. You know, in the beginning, pretty normal EVPs. But they have gotten to the point that I'll kill you, kill the baby, rape, die. So it seems like a lot of.
This one's pretty dark, you guys. Throw out a little bit of a trigger warning. Like I said, this was another story based out of the same area. Well, not the same exact area, but same state. And it was considered to be called the Demon House. And these people really had a rough time with this. I didn't think the other one was going to be as long, but I was going to try to show them both to you guys.
Of negative, hateful energy is starting to come out in the house. More objects moving, things being tossed, slammed, broke. Things have just kind of gotten worse since you were last here. But if I do have to go in the house, it's go in, get what I need done, and then get out. Plus, if I do go in, I always try to stay positive attitude. I try not to let the negativity feel like, because sometimes it does, it feels like it creeps over you, soaks into you. So honestly, I haven't spent much time in the house, no.
Since most of the recent reports of activity are reported coming from the basement, we will start our investigation in the basement.
Did you hear that? A female voice just said something. Did you hear that?
In the basement, there was a young woman, a dead woman's body in the basement for a length of time.
Who's the female I just heard as I walked down here? Could you tell me your name? I hear walking.
They've been punched in the stomach or the back of the head. Those kind of worry me. That's why when I go in the house, I just try to stay positive. I did go through a spell that I felt like I was taking it home with me. That obsession, that thinking, that negativity, to where there'd be times for months on end, I'd wake up at 2:30, 3 o'clock every morning thinking about the house. So, yeah. Besides the scratching, the punching, a couple things here recently, a team was upstairs and had a smell of sulfur upstairs.
You smell that, bro?
Huh?
You smell that?
What is it? That sulfur smell?
Yeah. It's over here. Yeah, it smells right here.
I don't smell it now, do you?
I don't smell it.
They say that you're getting more aggressive. Can you get aggressive with me down here right now?
It seems like quite a few people that have come into the house that are mediums or psychics, they tend to go towards the same place of there's something about the well, the old well in the house that bothers them. There was a lady that was a medium that came in not that long ago. And as she went down into the basement, she kind of pointed towards where the well was. And she just started rubbing her arms because she was getting goosebumps. And she just looked at us and she pointed to where the well is because it's, underground, kind of back behind that wall. And she pointed, she says, that's where they are. They're back there hiding. So there's something about the well, and it's like I almost forget to point. I feel like I want to dig it up.
Prove to me that you're here.
It seems like where we see most of the black shadows form, and it seems like a lot of times when they do form, people catch them coming from the floor up. That has been in the basement. In the beginning, when we started going in the house, it was curiosity and lightheartedness and more just trying to make contact with what was in the house. I think it's been quite a few people, teams have gotten in the house and they are using scare tactics, negativity, provoking, And I think a lot of times they push and it pushes back. These people are wanting a response. Maybe they're not happy with the regular EVPs or the first contact, but I think they're definitely provoking.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Like freaking human.
You showed yourself. That's good. Can you do it again?
I'm not leaving your side at all after that one.
And what are your feelings as far as what should be done with the house?
I'm still just trying to get a grasp on it that there's something in the house. I went from being a complete non-believer to more during this whole transition.
Not sure, Chris, and welcome.
But I think definitely I would like to, for the time being, we do want to shut it down a little bit, because after some of the teams have been frying, punched, and scratched till they bled. So whether it's demonic or not, I don't know. Whether it's an angry spirit, an evil spirit, maybe it's just getting sick and tired of everybody being there, or it's getting sick and tired of being provoked and called names. I don't know.
So right now we're going over some of the video evidence. I've only been down the basement for probably not even 10 minutes. And we caught a female voice.
After picking up on a few voices, we have decided to conduct a ghost box session in the basement.
Anybody down here with us? You say your name's Dave? You didn't say it yet? Can you say Rocky again?
Do you not like being questioned? The people don't appreciate having you here. I command you to say Eddie right now.
Ed, Steve, you said it again.
Were you the one that scared Sherry?
Who's the one that's scratching people? You hear that noise?
Yeah. Turn that down for a second. Are you upstairs right now? Are you upstairs right now?
It's like it's leaning toward the wrong way. It's going more toward the demonic, I guess. And so it's they're picking up stuff that is kind of bizarre now. You just have to hear the voices and stuff they've got, or what they've seen, they can describe to you. Some are saying that there is no child there now. It's just a way to lure you in. I don't know how that works, but they said there's something else there behind that. So, and again, that's not helping us out any, as far as what to do with the house, so.
I think if you were truly demonic, you could move something right now. Keep hearing something walking upstairs.
I was hoping in the beginning it was, there's really nothing here, it's okay, but instead you guys are getting stuff, and more evidence, I guess, is popping up, and that's making it harder for me. I just couldn't rent it out. We've got in contact with a couple of the past tenants that lived there years ago, and they described the same thing. But now it seems like I said, it's picked up. So that worries me a little bit.
And do you think by allowing other groups in there that's caused it to pick up, or what's your thoughts on that?
I thought it was a novelty. We got the Ouija boards and stuff in there. It's more just a decoration to me. But some are saying that we don't know who's been in there and playing with what, or maybe that has nothing to do with it. I don't know. But yeah, it seems like it stirred up. But why? I don't know.
I did hear the name Emma somewhere between ages 5 and 7. Long brown wavy hair, and there were a lot of things bad that happened to her, emotionally, physically, sexually.
Who's the one person?
Do something big right now.
I have actually talked to a couple of people that have lived in the house, and they both verified that they felt there was something evil or demonic in the house. And that was the reason that they actually moved out.
Because
Why I
both
stay away
things that you
them
guys
away
Same
from
stuff.
Victoria.
The one gentleman, he lived upstairs and he heard footsteps. He said it about drove him crazy. He said that he felt like in the middle of the night that someone would be standing over the top of him, and he kept hearing footsteps, and he would actually turn his radio up so loud when he fell asleep so he wouldn't have to listen to it.
A couple weeks ago, I guess there was 2 groups in combined. They said they're not coming back, so that's a problem. Usually when they hear something, they want to come back. They think it's, that's what they're looking for. That's what you guys are looking for. Whatever they heard or seen, they said they're not coming back. So that's an issue with me. So
They wouldn't tell you what they.
yeah, I got a little bit of it, but I didn't see the evidence. Voices, and I guess it might have called their names and said some stuff that was leaning toward being demonic, that kind of stuff. People are getting touched now, scratched, that kind of crap.
I don't think we're alone anymore.
Did you get another room?
Back down to the basement. Cigarette on top of that. What's that?
What was that?
Cigarette on top of that. What's that?
What was that? Did you guys hear that? That was crazy.
Can you do that again?
I got cold chills.
Sound like a woman, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I got goosebumps too. We got goosebumps together.
There's somebody down here with us?
This must have been the hole they were trying to crawl back.
It's another secret place.
Someplace they hid from their parents?
Yes. Until they were found in this corner, in this back corner.
Did you hear it again?
A woman,
Yeah.
like moaning.
Moaning.
Are we close to your body? Give us a sign.
What the hell is that?
Are we close to your body? Give us a sign.
What the hell is that?
What were you guys doing before all this happened? Was it just normal investigation? Were you provoking or?
Yeah, we
Thanks
provoked
again,
him.
Zelda.
We would egg it on, and it paid off. I mean, it would come back at you. But I don't think whatever's in that house is normal. I don't think it's a ghost. I don't think it's a spirit. I don't know what it is, but it's not a normal haunting, I don't think.
What fear do you have if you go back in the house?
I don't want its evilness to follow me home and affect my life at home. And I wish my sister and Eddie would just leave it alone because, I love my sister and I don't want anything to happen to them. So.
Do you feel it's affected you away from the house?
Oh yeah, I do. I mean, I would lay in bed at night and wake up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I wouldn't think about your normal, I had a bad day at work or, the grandkids or my kids. I mean, my mind would instantly go to the house, and I would have to force it out of my head to go to sleep. Like it just wants to just take over. I don't need that.
And do you feel since you've stayed away from the house, things have gotten better?
Yep. my mind is not constantly overwhelmed and obsessed with the house. I don't want to be obsessed with the house. And I think that's what's making it stronger.
Do you have any worries about us going in tonight, or?
Yeah, I have worries about anybody that goes in that house. Honestly, I wish they'd close the house down. I don't think it's safe for anybody to go in there.
After conducting our investigation on the main level of the Monroe house, we will now move our investigation up to the second floor.
That's crazy, Bugsy.
No. I don't know. Shut that off. Let's move that way. But be very quiet. Let's be quiet, see if we hear it. Shh. It's in here. Right here. To the kitchen. If you're in the kitchen, can you knock on something for me? Can you do it twice?
I actually went that day and bought a Bible.
And it really messed her up, I guess. And yeah, she hasn't been back since. I don't think she's been back in this town since then.
Hence the reason we're doing this at a church today.
Yeah, that'll make her feel a lot better. She started going to church and stuff like that. So, yeah, this probably help a little bit with her. Yeah, whatever they ran into really bugged her. And she was really into it too. And that was kind of sad, I guess.
And started going back to church after that.
Does that help?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I haven't been to church for about 28 years. I think by running out and getting the Bible and going back to church again, I just wanted to distance myself. I just wanted to do anything just to distance myself from whatever's in that house.
It was clear to see that the events that unfolded that night has visibly and emotionally affected Sherry. These events were captured on video footage, and Sherry has agreed to share them with us.
So it is Friday the 13th, 2014, and full moon, and we are going to start tonight's investigation in the basement.
I don't know if the house expected, just the opposite reaction from me, but if it thought it was going to.
And this is where this gets kind of interesting, guys. I know it's been a little boring, but watch this.
Pull me into that blackness that actually, by showing me the darkness, took me to the light.
Oh shit. Sherry? Oh shit. Sherry? Oh, what? No, it was right here.
And that evilness was shown to me, like, right there in front of me. Bam. It was like, yeah, there is a heaven, there is a God. And I don't want anything to do with that house. I wouldn't even drive by the house on my way here. I came the back way in here.
Take care, Groot. Thanks
I know
again.
they were trying to figure out what was going on with the house, and to them, it's still a mystery. To me, it's not a mystery anymore. There is no more mystery.
In the basement, Twiz.
You think they feel you're overreacting, or
Maybe because I'm not a big emotional kind of person, but the day after that happened, I called my sister at work, hysterically crying, which is not me. And I just told her, I said, you need to walk away from this. At what cost is the house gonna, either way, they're gonna get.
Sounds good, Victoria. Thank you.
So, my God. Okay, no more.
no, the basement? Talk about it. We're gonna find the girl. Everything you did to her is gonna be brought to light.
I'm gonna head right down the basement right now and find that little girl. Is she down in the basement? Holy sh! No way! There is no way that just said that.
Why did you kill her?
Josh, you're it.
Stay. Tell us her name.
Maybe she has peace, you'll have peace. Don't you think she deserves to have peace?
We figured since whoever was communicating with us in the ghost box was being so direct in their answers, this would be a good time for them to possibly lead us around the house and direct us to the exact spots where the murder may have taken place.
Let us know if we're going in the right direction. Yes or no? When I get close, even if it's down in the basement, let me know. All you have to do is say stop. Come on, let me know. You was talking to us. Let me know where you buried her.
Yes or no?
Whoa.
It said get over here.
Yeah. No, I just heard a freaking voice not even on that. Is this it? Did we find her? No way.
Go to the left. Go to the left.
Is this it? No way. Whoa.
It's right here.
It's saying move to the left. We moved to the left. What did I say? I was in such a
You asked if it was right here, and it said right here.
Oh God. Jesus. Whoa. What the hell was that? Did you hear that? Sounded like a little freaking boy. You know you do not have to stay here, right? You and your sister can leave. You guys don't have to be scared no more.
Standing at the end of the doors over there, and I was looking at the moon and filming in and out. But
bad that happened to her emotionally, physically, sexually. And I could hear her whispering to her brother, and he was saying, Daddy, no, Daddy. Because he witnessed everything that the dad did to the little girl. That was very plain to me.
But that's weird that those people stop and they catch that picture of that kid
Yeah, remember the
standing at the door.
little boy? Looked like a little boy. It sounded like the kid was just right there with me.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but
So it was being amplified.
That was very plain to me.
But that's weird that those people stop and they catch that picture of that kid
Yeah, remember the
standing at the door.
little boy? Looked like a little boy. It sounded like the kid was just right there with me. But I mean, I had the headphones on, so it was being amplified.
Yeah, that's what we said last time we were here. Is it sounds like a kid. Everything seems like a kid, where it's mischievous.
Yeah.
Holy talk to us. Oh. Something just touched my leg.
What if there's a well? And there's a freaking kid in it.
Well, the kid would be dead.
Well, I know that.
With the body of the child.
Yeah. What we should do is contact the police department. See if they have any missing kid reports. What if we find out there's a missing kid and that missing kid's in the well? What's that? I had contacted the Hartford City Police Department on several different occasions to try to get information on any missing person cases they have in the area. Unfortunately, the police department has declined all of our attempts to contact them.
Mommy, don't make me look. I'm so sorry. Lots of punishment, severe, brutal beatings. I can see the little boy, and his nose is bleeding, and he's saying, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy." They really hurt her, the little girl. The mom and the dad. And she let it happen. Oh my God. They were running from room to room, room to room. There was nowhere to go, nowhere to hide.
like I said, guys, I'm a pretty big skeptic about some of this, but some things you just can't really explain.
Lots of beatings with the belt. And when that wasn't enough, it was whatever he could get his hands on. A hairbrush, blam! A hammer, blam! I'm gonna send you to the basement. No, Mommy, be quiet, be quiet. Pray to yourself. Pray, pray, pray. And the little boy told the little girl, "Come on, we'll be up here, she'll never find us." And the little girl and boy did. And she came down. She picked up a board, a stick of board, and beat their legs black and blue.
When I was watching Linda's footage of what she was picking up in the house, and just to hear her explain what the children went through while living there, as a father and as a parent, it's just devastating to hear and see those things. Was this the room that you beat your kids?
I just said stop.
I have a hard time being alone in that house. It's embarrassing to say, but more so than I let on. It doesn't matter if it's daylight or dark. You know, you're always looking over your shoulders, and then I have to say, oh, there's no such thing. They're just misinterpreting their information. Then you hear a door slam, and I'm done. That's it.
If you could tell us your name, we could do some research. Did you hear something?
Yeah. It's real faint.
Yeah. Were you kidnapped and brought to this house? Were you kidnapped and brought to this house?
I was a kid. I was a kid. Are you trying to get our attention?
Do you want us to go back downstairs?
People are real serious like you guys, and others are not. It's just, a curiosity. So, but you think it might be okay? I mean, in your opinion?
I'll let you know after tonight.
Hopefully it'll be a quiet night and things are smooth.
Hopefully it's a good night.
Oh, jeez.
But I think as long as people are going in and using common sense and not trying to stir things up or get into anything too dark.
Yeah.
Because then it could always take a turn for the worst. And
Wonder if it's too late.
Yeah, I mean, if there is a child buried somewhere right there where whatever the hell that was that told us, just knowing that there could be a child buried somewhere in here, I mean, it makes you sad, but then again, it pisses you off that you're sitting there talking to the guy that may have killed her.
we gotta find the girl.
I think we gotta frickin' tell the homeowners, and that could be what could relieve this place.
Put an end to everything.
To everything. If you did find her, and it may not be her bones, it could be just an artifact of hers that was left here that he's got such a strong hold over.
So it's a possibility that he could have killed her down here, and maybe like a necklace or earring or something fell off right there. He disposes of the body somewhere else.
See, we're pissing something off. Something's getting mad because we're getting way too close. But why would he tell us?
Maybe he's tired of living with it, and he can't move on until it's solved.
That's what I was trying to explain to her. Maybe it's not even him. Maybe whatever I saw upstairs ain't the same person that's talking to us right now, neither.
It could have just been somebody that witnessed it, or...
That's why I'm starting to think whoever told us ain't the killer. Because it is, like, we've heard a couple little things, but nothing like what we just went through.
Take care, Ditto. Bye-bye.
Oh, was that you?
No. What was that? Sounded like upstairs, didn't it?
Yeah, it's like it was whistling for a
Yeah.
second.
Let's go. The hell was that?
And I can only hope that the children are in a better place now, and that this energy was so traumatic that it basically imprinted itself on the house, and that's what we're able to pick up on.
I understand now. I mean, there ain't no way I'd want to be in here by myself. Especially working in here. If there is a possibility when you start construction like that they just did again, and that's what sets them off, because maybe the homeowners are getting too close with the construction. Maybe the spirits know, hey, if they rip up this floor, they're going to find all of our secrets. The man that was talking to me, I am going to tell the homeowners what you told me. So I hope they do dig it up and find something to release her, give her peace and happiness, what she deserves, to be away from you.
And there we are. There we are. So that's going to do it for Paranormal Friday. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed it a little bit. I noticed I seemed to run a lot of people off, so my apologies. It wasn't more interesting. Hopefully the next time we do it, it'll be more interesting if you guys want me to continue doing it. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope that if I don't see you, I hope I see you soon. Oh yeah, I know about the Winchester house very well, actually. Spooky, interesting case. Oh, okay, spooky. Thank you. Everybody else, please send me the email, Victoria. No problem. Do take your time. Do whatever you got to do. You too, Sunshine. All you guys have a great night, and I'll see you guys again soon. Take care, folks. Have a great night. Bye bye.